Okay, here's my profile on Lee Chess. You see there's actually two different rating categories. When I play at a faster time control, which I usually play at 5 minutes and 3 seconds increment when I'm not recording, then that counts as a blitz, and that's this blue line here, and that's running around 1700. And then my other line here, this is games played at a classical time control, and that's the 8 and 4. So when I'm recording, I'll be playing at this level. And so my rating seems to be running around 1900 on the classical games. And my handle here is J3 Bennett if you want to contact me there. Okay, let's see if we can get a game. Play. Shows all the games that are going. Create a game. And I'll do the same as before. That was quick. I put the game up there and then it disappeared. What happened? Try again. Play. Okay, it's up there. I'm not sure the order of these things. Looks like it's ordered by rating here, and then by type. So these are standard games. Okay, I got a game. E4. So let's see. I played a French recently and a Sicilian. What I could do a center counter here. Could have also done E5, but I seem to have played that a lot. Okay, he bypasses the pawn. So this turns it into some kind of advanced French, I guess. I could get my bishop outside the pawn chain and then play E6. I played C5 right away to stop him from supporting the pawn immediately with D5. Okay, I think I'll just block the check with the knight if he wants to take, and damage my pawns. I will take, and I will take the bishop pair, which he has given me. So now I definitely want this bishop outside the pawn chain. So here. And he goes there attacking the c pawn. Queen could swing across this way. My bishop is loose, but it can drop back. There's no double attacks that I see. His knight is not easily developing. His bishop can't quickly develop either, and not his knight. So I think just defending the c pawn is fine here. I'm still thinking of castling kingside. I was thinking, moves like e6, knight e7 to somewhere. Knight e7 to g6 would get in the way of this bishop, though. Yeah, but knight e7 to g6, attacking his pawn. Okay, well, he's defending his pawn from the side here, but that lets me undouble my pawn. So let's go ahead and take once. Is he thinking of taking with the queen? That would be kind of a dull way to play. Yes. Well, I don't have to take. Let's just defend the d pawn. The d pawn was hanging, so he can take, I guess. Lazy chess. And so he's defending this pawn. I suppose he's going to try and trade off my bishop next, so I will have to prepare a retreat square for my bishop. And so he's attacking c6, and the bishop. So I should probably defend the pawn and let him take the bishop. Yeah, I can't stop that. I could take his knight in the corner over here. Let's see, and that would avoid doubling my pawns. This would be a very even position. Let's see, if I let him take my bishop, though, that's also seems slightly worse for me. So if I take and then he tries to slip in an intermediate move, then I can just retreat my bishop. So he will have to take back. Then let's just kick the knight away. The knight could still come to c6, but I don't think it has anywhere great to go from there. I can attack it with the king to d7, attacking the knight. He can also play to b5, I guess. Yeah, and so now he's got a check here I have to be careful about. Knight c7 check. So let's stop that. And also, if he wants to put his knight into d6, I should be prepared to take it off with the bishop. This is kind of a funny game, but I don't think either side has much of an advantage. He's got a hanging pawn here. I guess I could take that if he doesn't defend it. He defends it. Okay, if I play knight e7, then he can move his knight into d6, which is a bit annoying. I'd rather not allow that. But where else can the knight go? I guess the knight has to go to h6, knight h6 to f4, f5 rather. I could have just played rook to a5. That might have been good also. But I kind of wanted to traded more. This guy just wants to trade. Lazy chess, that's what I think it is. Okay, so let's attack the knight now and unpin my pawn at the same time. So if I attack the knight, where is it going? Here I take it. Here I take it. Here I take it. There, it could go there. That's it. Oh, we can defend it. That's true. Okay, so now what? You know, if I play f6 to try and get rid of this e pawn, which is kind of annoying, he will support it with f4, I guess. So let's expand with g4 over here. g5. And then I'm going to play f6 next. That's my plan. Takes, rook takes, and I'm defending my e pawn. And then just push these pawns forward. Yeah, if we get into an endgame, my pieces are better placed. My king is more active, I guess. I don't know if my pieces are better placed. So he's sacrificing a pawn here. I take, he can play knight to, e6 then. I take, rook takes, and he activates his rook. Is that worth a pawn? Maybe it is. Yeah, I'm going to take the pawn anyway. I'll have a passed pawn over here on the queen side. It seems like that should be good for something. And yeah, if he goes rook knight there, I don't have to take that knight right away. If I play f6 here, does he have any great attacking moves? He can attack my rook by playing knight to f7. Okay, actually, yeah, it's a little trickier than I thought. I was thinking after I take and rook takes, my king could move up the board, but it can't. It's forced back, and then he could double his rooks on this file. But if he does that, I could take the a-pawn and come in and threaten a back rank mate. Okay, so I guess this is okay. The thing about doubling his rooks is that it does win the pawn on f7 here. Yeah. And well, does it mate? That's one question I should answer before I just take a pawn. Check here, and I go forward. The other rook comes in, and it's mate. Okay, check here, and I go back. He goes down. Check. I go up. Comes in with the check, and I'll have to run out here. Yeah, it's not looking so great. So what I should do, I guess, is if I bring my rook, say, to E8 or F8, and then he starts with the checks, he can drive the king back and pick up the C pawn. That's true. Check here, king back, and then the other rook comes in to attack C6. So what should I do then? Maybe if I bring this rook down. Let's see what he's got here. I'm avoiding mates because my king is protected from checks here, and if he gets a little too frisky, he can grab a pawn now, but I can grab a pawn. And yeah, it's just a pawn grabbing race. Also, he has a back rank problem, although that's easily fixed. So it's one of those rook and pawn endgames that could go either way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm just one pawn up. And my pawns are weak. And he has this advanced pawn here. If he wins the E pawn, that might be good. Probably I want to trade off one pair of rooks here. Ah, he decides to defend there. Interesting. So I could play rook to B4 and then A3, or C3 rather. Try and win that pawn or push that pawn forward. Or I could try and get this other rook into the game here. This is, oh, let's do rook B4 first, and then see how he reacts. Then I rook to D8, and I'm threatening to take on B2 here due to the back rank threats. Ah, so he spotted that one. So pawn forward he can't take. He could push his pawn forward. I go pawn forward again. I think this breaks through here. Okay, took a pawn. And so I can take this pawn, or I can push my pawn forward. I think this is even better because because I can go check here on the back rank with rook to D8. Rook to D1. He gets a check in. Oh, this is nice. He can actually go to D3. Didn't spot that idea. But, well, I can take here with check. So he doesn't, well, he can play rook D3, but I take here with check, so really he doesn't have time for rook D3. And if he moves this rook, then my other rook comes in to D1, checking and forking the rook and the king. Yep, so he goes there, rook D1. It's 2 minutes to 5 minutes, so still have plenty of time here. Get a queen. And after his king moves, I can take the rook. So this will be a pretty convincing win here. Okay, he resigned. The other player may have left the game. Oh, okay, this guy is someone who rage quits, perhaps. Anyway, that was a win. Okay, another game on Lichess. I'll upload this and do a postmortem. See you guys later. Bye.